I spend a lot of time on the internet. I think you guys know that. As a public figure on the internet, you have to be diligent. You have to be able to move around, read different articles, get different opinions, all that kind of stuff, right? However, a website that I frequent often and where I get most of my inspiration for videos, once again, I'm milking. Though it's not in the way that you actually think it might be. Today I'm going to be talking about LARPers. Yeah, that's a word, that's a term, it's a slogan that's been thrown around on Twitter all the time. And I get talking about Twitter is not nothing new. However, I think it's important that I want to document how bad and how terrible this website can be. Is it useful for content? Is it useful in general? I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's like saying a crippled person is usable. It all just depends. You know, it depends on what you're talking about. However, LARPers in general piss me off the most because if it's not a rage baiter or a racist asshole or somebody who's just trying to start an argument, it's always the people who have the stupid opinions that I can't stand the most. For example, I have this beautiful fellow right here who was complaining a few weeks ago about how Black Panther was not T'Challa in Marvel Tokon. It was Shuri talking about I'm out, played Cosmic Invasion, not touching this one. Stop treating Black Panther like a side character in his own IP. Buddy, I don't know how to explain this, but you do realize that in most incarnations of Black Panther, he's always T'Challa. Why would you say something stupid like this? As soon as another character who plays the role as Black Panther, which has been established in the comic books, it's been established in the IP that you're complaining about, that Black Panther is not just a character, it's a role, it's a model. It can be anybody. Anybody can be the Black Panther. So you're complaining about an underrated character getting spotlight in a AAA fighting game when we just got T'Challa in Marvel Rivals not even like a year and a half ago. But it's a problem that another character is Black Panther in another AAA game. It don't make any sense to me. It feels like sometimes people just come up with the dumbest excuses for why they don't want to play a game in general. Like, they can't just outright say, this game's not for me. No, it's just not for me. No, at all. No, they gotta come up with a dumb fucking reason. They gotta come up with a dumb fucking reason why exactly they can't play this game. It can't just be as simple as, it's not for me. I just don't feel like buying it. No. No, it's gotta be something stupid. Now, another nasty corner of the internet that I do tend to talk about a lot, that's Sonic fans. Now, me personally, I'm a big Sonic fan. I really enjoy the franchise. I enjoy a little bit of the fan base, but I mostly try to stay away with it, at least with like a 10-foot pole. Why is that exactly? Well, because I have stupid people like this all the time coming up on my page. Ah, yes, the difference here really is night and goddamn day. I'm not sorry, but the manga really is how Sonic should be written. Should be written. IDW is how a fan would write Sonic. It clearly isn't that hard to write Sonic correctly. See, these people, these pretentious-ass Sonic fans on Twitter piss me off probably the most because it's a brand and IP that I care about a lot and I tend to follow within the sphere. Why exactly do you people think it's a good idea to go out your way to harass the writers on Twitter? It got so bad that Ian Flynn himself basically went blacklisted on his account on Twitter. He no longer does stuff on Twitter because that's how toxic it's gotten. If you don't know who Ian Flynn is, I'm not going to give you a history lesson. I'm not your teacher, but Ian Flynn was basically and is basically the lead writer of basically the American version of Sonic. He is the primary English writer for Sonic currently in our day and age, and he was originally a comic book writer for the Archie Sonic series. Well, when the Archie Sonic series got canceled and IDW stepped in as the new publisher of the Sonic series, they rebooted the whole thing, clean slate, and they started adapting the games more often. Not really adapting individual games, but adapting the game universe. So Ian Flynn effectively became the writer for comic book Sonic for a while. Then he got his big shot moment to write in the video games, and what's odd to me is that the writing in Sonic Frontiers was mostly well received by most general audiences. But I see continuously these pretentious Sonic fans saying the dumbest fucking shit ever. I don't get it. I don't get it. Was the writing perfect? No. Is Ian Flynn a perfect writer? No. But it is significantly better. It is significantly better than what we had not even a few years earlier. And the reason why these weebs continuously talk about the manga versus the comic book whole debate, the Japanese Sonic versus American Sonic debate, it's because there has been a massive divide in the community of Sonic of between two different fan bases. People who don't really care for the story and don't mind the Americanized translated version, and then people who like the solely Japanese only like Sonic. And that's completely understandable. I actually like some of the Japanese material. It's good. But when they go on Twitter and they say stupid things like that just to be rage baited, like just to have arguments, and then they will reply to every comment. Every comment is being replied to consistently. It gets so bad that the writers get involved. I see voice actors. It's like these Sonic fans, and I know they're not the only ones who are guilty of this. There's probably many fan LARPers on Twitter that do this shit. They will just continuously harass the officials that are related to the product. And it gets to a point where you're like, you do realize that these people are being told what to do 99% of the time. They don't just have free will to do whatever the fuck they want. If you want to write your own fan base, if you want to write your own fan fiction, go ahead. But at the end of the day, these people got to listen to all types of suits to know exactly what to do. So why would you? It's so frustrating. I've heard some arguments that the internet is used for venting. The internet is used to say stupid shit. Well, when you're also saying racist things, when you start saying the most nasty, vile things, when you start supporting public figures like Chud the Builder of all people, I start questioning your morals. At one point, the internet was used as a professional space for people to promote products and talk about and have civil discussions. Now it's people typing each other at all caps and saying the most ridiculous, heinous things you'll ever hear. And why? Well, because of the hell of it. Fuck it. Elon Musk owns Twitter. That's fine, right? Just as long as Daddy Elon agrees with it, that's all that matters, right? I think the internet should and always be untamed. Don't get me wrong. I agree with the sentiment that for a while, especially about 10 or maybe not even 10, more like 9 or 8 years ago, I will admit the internet became very tame. It became very sanitized. It became a little too watched. It became a little too locked down. And as of recently, the unhinged part of the internet is slowly coming back. And I like the unhinged Wild West of the internet. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. It's very fun. But it does get to a point where I feel like people disregard all of their morals. They disregard everything that they stand in. They basically become a hollow shell of themselves, and they project this image on the internet, and it becomes something that's just nasty and vile, and I just don't get it. I mean, you got to be the most small, pea-brained, homunculus weirdo I've ever seen. I can't even think of the insults right now, like fucking mouth breathers, bro. Like, it's insane to me how bad it's gotten. Now, take everything I say with a grain of salt, obviously, because I've talked to my fair fews of shits. I've gotten to my own little scuffles on the internet. I'm not perfect. I've said some wild shit before. I've had some hot takes, I guess you could say. If you follow my Twitter page, you would know that. Anyways, but overall, yeah, Twitter LARP pisses me off. Try to avoid being rage baited by some of these people. If it's not the spam accounts that do the same Q&As every day, if it's not porn, if it's not racist shit, if it's not political, if it's not, like, you get my idea. If it's not any of those things, then there's very few normal, even real people on the internet, especially on Twitter. And I know Twitter isn't the internet, but most people, it is the most popular conversation-related, like, debating platform. It just is. Like, we have literal political people. We have people who are in Congress. We have the president himself. We have ex-presidents. All of them are beefing on Twitter. We've had terrorists on Twitter. Okay, that's how bad it's gotten. Okay, it's just gotten that bad. So if you want my advice, stay away from Twitter. Don't engage with people who are clearly there just to piss you off. Always remember that if you keep your silence, you'll keep your peace. Honestly. Anyways, that's all I had to yap about. Stay off Twitter, but follow my page first. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.